Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Triple H oversaw his second WrestleMania as WWE's main roster creative figurehead in 2024. Cody Rhodes, the winner of the main event, recently discussed a gift he received from the game after last year's show. On April 7, 2024, Rhodes defeated Roman Reigns at WrestleMania XL to win the undisputed WWE Championship. In doing so, he became the first member of his family to capture a world title in the Stamford-based promotion. Rhodes appeared on the latest episode of Stephanie McMahon's Stephanie's Places show on ESPN. The American Nightmare recalled how Triple H handed him a sentimental Rolex watch when he returned backstage. In 2015, Dusty Rhodes passed away at age 69. Before his death, the wrestling legend worked alongside Triple H as a mentor in WWE's NXT developmental system for several years. The Stephanie's Places episode showed footage of Cody Rhodes receiving the watch alongside WWE President Nick Khan and creative team member Bruce Pritchard. Reflecting on the moment, Rhodes admitted to Stephanie McMahon he feels like he owes WWE for the thoughtful gift. In the same episode, Rhodes disclosed details about how he and his wife Brandy started dating. He also said a WWE icon babysat him when he watched WCW shows as a child. The roar of the crowd echoed throughout the arena, a sound that could only be rivaled by the thunderous power of a storm. WrestleMania had just come to a close, and the energy in the air was electric. The fans were still buzzing, their hearts racing after an unforgettable night of action. But there in the center of the ring stood the man who had been at the epicenter of the WWE for over 2 decades, Triple H the Game. The King of Kings, the cerebral assassin. Triple H stood tall in the ring, a man who had lived and breathed professional wrestling since his first match all those years ago. His body bore the marks of war, scars from countless battles fought inside the squared circle. But despite the bruises, despite the pain, he was a symbol of resilience and determination. The final bell had rung, and he had once again cemented his legacy. But this time, the night felt different. The match itself, an intense clash with one of his greatest rivals, had been grueling, an emotional roller coaster that had left the fans on the edge of their seats. As he stood there, taking in the cheers of the crowd, something unusual happened. The lights dimmed, and the familiar sound of a voice echoed throughout the arena. It was the unmistakable sound of the WWE chairman, Vince McMahon. Triple H. Vince's voice boomed over the speakers. I've watched you rise, fall, and rise again. You've been the backbone of this company for years, and tonight, you proved once again why you are the Game. But what I have for you tonight is something you didn't expect. Come to the back. Triple H raised an eyebrow. He wasn't one to be surprised easily, but there was something about the tone in Vince's voice that piqued his interest. With a nod to the crowd, Triple H slowly made his way out of the ring and up the ramp, his mind racing as he tried to piece together what was happening. As he walked backstage, the chaos of the arena behind him, he saw the familiar faces of WWE superstars, many of whom had been part of his journey through the years. They all smiled, giving him nods of approval. But there was a subtle hush in the air. Something was coming, something that would mark the end of an era. When Triple H reached the backstage area, Vince McMahon was waiting for him, standing in front of a table covered with a cloth. There was a look of sincerity in Vince's eyes, something rare for the man who had built the empire that was WWE. Hall, Vince said, using Triple H's real name for the first time in a long time. I think it's time you understand just how much you mean to this company, and to me personally. You've been the foundation of this business, and I know tonight's match was a reminder of just how much you've sacrificed. But I want to give you something, a gift, something that signifies not just your past, but your future. Triple H, still unsure of what was happening, stepped forward. Vince motioned to the table, and with a swift gesture, pulled the cloth away. There on the table was a custom-made leather jacket. The design was unlike anything Triple H had ever seen before. It was sleek, black with gold trim, and the intricate stitching ran down the sleeves in the shape of a crown. a nod to his King of Kings persona. On the back was an embroidered image of the skull with two crossed sledgehammers, his signature symbol, but now with a new twist. A crown was placed atop the skull, symbolizing the crowning of a king. This jacket, Vince began, his voice soft yet filled with pride, represents everything you've done for this company, for the WWE Universe, for the McMahon family. You've been my right hand, and you've helped build this place into what it is today. This jacket isn't just a piece of clothing. It's a tribute to you, to your legacy. Triple H's eyes scanned the jacket, and for a moment he was speechless. He hadn't expected something like this. The symbolism, the attention to detail. This wasn't just a gift. It was a mark of respect, a passing of the torch in some ways, even though he had already been holding it for years. Vince, I don't know what to say, Triple H finally managed to say, his voice thick with emotion. This is incredible. Vince smiled warmly, a rare and genuine smile that wasn't for the cameras, not for show. It was for Paul Levesque, the man who had given everything to this company. You don't have to say anything, Vince replied. Your actions have spoken for you for years, but I wanted you to know that, no matter what, you're not just a superstar. You're a legend, and this company will always be your home. Triple H nodded, his mind racing as he took in the weight of Vince's words. He had always known that his time in the ring was finite, that eventually the bell would toll on his wrestling career. But there was something about this moment, something about this gift, that made him realize just how much he had contributed, not just to the company, but to the entire industry. I guess I never really thought about it that way, Triple H admitted. But you're right. This has been my life, my everything. And to have something like this, something so personal, it means more than I can put into words. Vince placed a hand on Triple H's shoulder, his expression softer than it had ever been in their years of business together. You've earned it, Paul. And while tonight may mark the end of this chapter, the story's far from over. You've got so much more to give to this company and to the next generation of superstars. Triple H stood still for a moment, looking at the jacket in front of him. It wasn't just a piece of leather and thread. It was the culmination of everything he had worked for. Every sacrifice, every moment of pain and glory had led him to this point. He had fought in countless wars in the ring, but this felt like a battle won in a different way, one of respect and legacy. Thank you, Triple H finally said, his voice steady. I won't let you down. I'll make sure this company continues to thrive. Vince nodded approvingly. I know you will. Now go take a look at it in the mirror. It's yours. Triple H turned and walked toward a nearby mirror, the weight of the jacket in his hands growing heavier with each step. He draped it over his shoulders and looked at his reflection. The man staring back at him was not just Triple H, the wrestler. He was more than that now. He was a symbol, a living legend. The crown on the jacket, the sledgehammers, they all represented a life lived in the pursuit of greatness. And for the first time in years, he allowed himself to truly see the man he had become. As he turned back to Vince, a small, appreciative smile crossed his face. I guess it's time to pass the torch, he said, a hint of pride in his voice. Vince McMahon grinned, his eyes gleaming. That's the spirit. But don't be in any hurry, Triple H. You're not done yet. The game is far from over. The moment marked the beginning of a new era for Triple H. Not as a full-time competitor, but as a mentor, a leader, and an ambassador for the WWE. The jacket, a symbol of everything he had accomplished, would serve as a reminder of his place in history. It wasn't just a gift from Vince. It was a passing of the torch, a recognition of his contribution to the legacy of the WWE, and though the ring would no longer be his primary battlefield, Triple H's journey was far from over. With the jacket draped over his shoulders, he knew that his legacy would live on, not just in the ring, but in the hearts and minds of fans and superstars alike. WrestleMania was just the beginning. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.